It's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for How to Get Away with Murder. So this was season 5, episode 11, titled It's a Trap. Alright, you guys, as you can see, I am driving. I'm a little discombobulated today. I usually eat my lunch after I do my reviews, but I was starving. First of all, I had bought Subway last night. I don't know if all the footlongs are $5, $6 everywhere across the world, but this month, the month of February, the Subways are $6. So I got one for dinner last night, and I ate half, and I was supposed to take half. I left this morning without it, so I was starving. So I stopped to get something to eat, and then I had to go pick up the dry cleaning, and it's just taking me forever to do everything because I feel like I'm so slow and a little just off today. So hopefully this driving review isn't too bad. I'm only driving down the street, so... And you know, this is kind of a long show to do without looking at your notes, but we got to get to it. It's Friday night. We got plans. I don't got no plans. When I say we, I mean y'all. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it, you guys. Wes' mama was the maid for the rich family. We keep seeing the little headline like trust fund heir on trial for murder. So there's this rich couple, what do you call it? A husband and wife couple, of course. And they have a son. The son had a fiance. The son is the one that's the trust fund heir. I think the last name is Maloney or Mahoney. So Mahoney's wife or fiance pop up dead. So Wes's mama was the maid. So Wes's mama was supposed to be the alibi. She was supposed to say like, no, the son was at work the whole time, so he couldn't have killed the wife at the house, because I guess she's the janitor for the job or whatever. Ah! I'm sorry that happened, you guys, and I'm so not taking that out because I don't have time. So I guess I need a little prop or whatnot, but as you can see, I don't have one today, so we are not going to worry about that. And I don't know if you guys can see that I'm sweating, so I'm going to turn on this air. And I guess I got to stop talking in my little high voice. It's just natural for me, but I noticed that sometimes you can't understand what I'm saying. But maybe I should have a little bubbles at the bottom, like closed caption. Because when I get excited, I can't help but to use my high voice. But it's so funny, like sometimes when I sing with the sopranos, I feel like I'm lower than them. And then when I sing with the altos, I feel like I'm higher than them. So I'm like, I need to go to a professional vocal person and have them like tell me which level I'm really at. Not that I'm a singer. Well, I am in my head or in my former life. So anyway, y'all, Connor is begging Annalise like, hey, we got this video from Philip, please help us or whatever. And he was like, oh, now you want to ask. She's like, oh, now you want to ask for help and yada, yada, yada. I don't really understand why she's being mean to Connor, even though Connor is the one that give her the business. But like Connor said, hey, you asked us to shoot you. You got us in all these murder stuff anyway, so you can't be mad that I'm not all down to be a killer. Like, I'm trying to be justifying the law, not like doing dirt or whatever. So y'all, remember Laurel and Frank had their little kumbaya moment last week. So the phone started ringing and Frank was gonna answer. He was like, it's Annalise. And Laura was like, no, don't answer it. I don't care. Tell me what happened. You just confessed that you killed Lila, but we was all mad at Sam because he supposedly killed Lila. Then we accidentally killed Sam because he killed Lila. Now you saying that you killed Lila? Like everything is a ripple effect from Lila dying, and now you saying you the one that did it. So Laura was mad. And Frank was like, just let me answer the phone and I'll be right back, y'all. After Frank got off the phone with Annalise, Laura was gone, y'all. So she got in the car all crying, and next thing you know, she pop up at West's house. She get there and see that Wes is looking at his mom case. So Laura was like, what's going on? And he was like, I don't know. Annalise left this here for me to try to figure it out. Da 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 da. And so she starts looking at it with him and was like, you know what? Let's use my dad's credit card. You get a plane ticket. We go to Ohio and just try to get some more details on your mom's case so you could figure this out. Then we get a flashback to back in the day. So I guess this case was in Ohio. So When Annalise is all pregnant, this is when Frank and Bonnie were her students, or were her original Keating Five. So she buys Frank a Men's Warehouse suit so he could come with her to Ohio to help do this case, and use Wes's mom to prove that the son is innocent. So she's the lawyer for the son who's accused of killing his fiance. So Rhoda is scared to do the case because, at first it's a black woman, Annalise, another black woman. So she was kind of open to Annalise at first, but then they all practicing for the case. Like, hey, what was you doing there? Hey, you sure you're not lying? You need money. You got a kid. You don't want to get deported. So all them questions start scaring Rose. Like, nah, this wasn't a good idea. I don't think I'm going to do this no more. Y'all going to get me deported. What's going to happen to my kid? And Annalise is like, no, we good. We got you. You're going to be okay. So Laurel and Wes is out at the library. They get on the electronic system to try to find out about the case. Come to find out, Wes's name was changed, clearly, which we knew, or whatever. But they don't find nothing in the electronic system. And the librarians say, oh, everything like from 2005 when this case happened was in paper. So let me bring the boxes down. They bring like 50 boxes down. So Laurel and Wes just start going through it. And I was like, is that legal? I don't know if maybe it's because they're law students. Do they have some kind of special ID? Or is that just all public record? I wanted to know that. And then, so I could understand why the library would just let you get public record stuff. But then it seemed like they went to the coroner's office or something to get the medical report. And I'm like, how they do that? And they didn't do it illegally. They walked up to the counter and asked. So I'm like, is it because they're law students that get to do that? Or can I just go somewhere and be like, hey, somebody died a long time ago, give me their records? I wonder. Because I don't need to do that. My people who I died just died regular. So I don't think there's no mystery behind it. I was like, I would do that for people, but why would I want to know that? I have no idea. So that was that, you guys. And So Rose was like, since y'all making me nervous, asking me all these deportation questions, like, I'll testify, but I'll testify anonymously. So Annalise goes to the Rich Maloney family and was like, look, Rose will testify, but she'll testify anonymously. The killer's mother was like, no, like, we need to look into her eyes. The jury is not going to go for that. And she was like, it's my job to convince them to go for that. So we either going to have to come up with a new plan, or we going to have to all roll with Rose testifying anonymously, like on video camera, yada, yada, yada. So in the meantime, everybody's trying to figure out what to do about Philip or whatever. So Annalise gets the bright idea, like, hey, Caleb Ridge, let's go ask Caleb for the money. So Annalise and Michaela goes, speed bump. Annalise and Michaela go to Annalise and Michaela goes to Caleb's house and be like, but they pass it off like, hey, we gonna help you with Frank. Of course they don't tell him the truth. Like, give us $250,000, go see your sister, find out if she got some more story that she ain't telling us, and we gonna work it all out. Caleb go see his sister Catherine in jail, and Catherine basically, I don't know if she officially admitted, if this counts as an official confession, but she was like, look, maybe I did kill our parents. Philip was giving me the love that I wanted from a brother, so maybe I did what he wanted me to do. And she just slammed the phone down and left. So, everybody all thought that they was all kissing cousins, well, kissing brother and sister, but they weren't. So maybe Catherine really did want to kiss her brother, and maybe Philip was down to kiss and Caleb wasn't. So I don't know. It sounds like Catherine did kill the parents, y'all. So the court scene is going down. They about to have Rose's anonymous testimony. Next thing you know, y'all, Rose don't show up, even for the anonymous video camera. And Annalise was like, Frank, I brought you here to help me with this. Like, how you gonna lose our witness? And Frank was like, she told me she was going to the bathroom. I didn't think I was supposed to follow her in there. So I guess the case is shut down for the day, y'all. So the Mahoney dad, he get in Annalise's butt. He was like, look, I got my own lawyers. I'm rich and I have my own team. Everybody told me not to hire you, but the only reason I hired you is because, number one, you're a black girl. And I thought maybe that would have some kind of sympathy with the jury or whatever. And then number two, even the pregnancy, like, you big, not 8 months pregnant. Like, when I saw that you was pregnant, I was gonna say no to that too. But I thought, hey, a pregnant black girl, that minority should win over the jury. I was like, dang. But hey, truth is true. So I definitely understand what he's saying. So Annalise kind of feels a slap in the face, like, dang, I might get fired because this has never happened to me before, and I still gotta either win or this guy is gonna fire me. Michaela and Caleb smooch, and they say they miss each other. So Caleb seemed like he warming back up to Michaela again. Bonnie tells Asher, hey, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your boo. So stop coming to me crying all the time. Because Asher think he about to go to jail because Philip got the proof of what happened that night, and technically he's the one who killed that other DA. So he all like, oh, maybe I'll just do 10 years. Oh, maybe I'll plead this. Or, oh, let me find a case and da-da-da-da. So he keep telling Bonnie, and Bonnie like, bye, I ain't got time for it. But after Bonnie dismissed Asher, she started crying. I'm like, why? Why is she crying? Like, maybe she really loved him, but is just tired of the extra, so that's why. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know why Bonnie is crying. It's so funny. My husband walked by right on that porch, and he was like, is that the girl that's always crying? And I just started rolling. Connor wants to transfer to Stanford and take Oliver with him. He tired of being blackmailed by Annalise, and he ain't trying to go to jail. So he like, let's roll out. Oliver was like, first of all, how about you get accepted, then we'll talk about it. I was like, Oliver crazy, y'all. I kind of like Oliver. So Annalise basically cooks dinner for Nate. So what happened was they couldn't figure out what to do about Caleb. So Annalise was like, y'all go home, go drink, go have sex, do something. We'll figure it out in the morning. So that's why now they're showing all these scenes of what they're doing after. Like Michaela and Caleb smooching, Connor trying to move away on the low. Now Annalise is having dinner with Nate. Nate was like, what's up with you? Why you doing all this? And she was like, oh, I just want to have dinner. Da-da-da-da-da. He was like, this don't seem right. Like, what's the deal? So Annalise get mad, snatch up the dinner. I'm like, oh, and then she gonna ask him, do you eat red meat? I'm like, you've been frolicking all this time and don't know if he eat red meat or not. But I'm like, hey, I guess I can kind of get it. Maybe if you're just frolicking, you don't be asking personal questions. And clearly they ain't never had dinner together before since you don't know if he eat meat. But I thought that was kind of interesting. So Annalise gonna get all mad and start getting all stained because he asking questions. And he was like, you should understand why I'm asking questions. But Annalise flipped it on him. She was like, look, the really only reason I'm being nice to you, because really I think you still mad at me and gonna try to get me. So I just keep trying to be nice to you. And they was like, look, I forgive you. It's over. It's done. Like, I'm not gonna get no benefit of ratting on you, or there's stuff you got on me, there's stuff I got on you, so there's no point. So no, like, we're good, we're over it, like, let's just be cool. So I guess we know what happened. They was hugging, and the next thing you know, we got Annalise in a red silk robe and Nate shirtless in the bed. And I guess he slept late, and he was like, dang, I never sleep this late. And she was like, oh, it's the sheets. I was like, man, I need them sheets. I wonder what kind of sheets those are. Even though I just bought some new sheets. Did I tell y'all that? I bought a whole new little bed set, so it's all comfortable now. Well, not that it wasn't comfortable before, but there's nothing like new fresh sheets. So Laurel, y'all, Frank keep blowing up Laurel's phone. So Wes was like, look, I done told you everything about my mama. Why don't you finally tell me what happened with you and Frank? So Laurel didn't really say, but she did give a good answer. She was like, look, my dad was a bad guy. He used to do really bad stuff. So bad that this stuff that we doing with Annalise, y'all all shook up about it. But the reason I'm not shook up about it is because my dad used to do crazy stuff too. And she was like, I left my dad's house and came to college because I wanted to get away with that. And guess what? Who the first person I fall in love with? Frank. And Frank is just like my dad. He's a liar. He does seedy stuff. Like, so I'm pissed at myself because I wanted to get away from what my dad was, doing in his household. And I run into a man who just like him, and I love him and really don't want to leave him. So it's like, oh, next thing you know, they look at each other and they kiss. I kind of saw that coming, but then I was like, no, because they friends. So they kissed real quick, and then instantly they pulled back. It was like, oh, sorry, my bad. So I don't think nothing's going to happen with that kiss. Annalise shows up to Rose's house later that night and was like, Rose, like, you didn't show up. Why did you do that? Is it because you was lying, like you really didn't see the son at work that night, and now you changed your mind about testifying. And Rose didn't confirm or deny it, but Annalise was like, look, you told him that you was going to testify, and now that you didn't, I don't know what's going to happen to you, so you better be careful. And Rose was like, you just like them. And I guess that's probably the whole threatening, blackmailing thing. But that is the truth, girl. Like, you can't, like, even if they wasn't rich, even in the hood, like, if you do a deal, you got to go through with the deal. I mean, I understand, like, hey, you know, you probably feel like I'm not willing to risk it anymore, and you do have the right to change your mind, but that's just like regular hood law, you know, like you either do it or else. So Rose had the nerve to get mad and slam the door in Annalise's face, and then Wes was like, who was that? And she was like, just go to bed, Wes. Don't backtalk me. I love her little accent, Rose's. So y'all, when Laurel and Wes was looking at the medical records, Laurel stole a page, and the page said that a suspect in Rose's murder was Wes. So now Laurel thinks that Wes killed his own mama, and for some reason don't remember. So finally, mind you, this whole episode they've been calling Wes and Laurel like, where are y'all? Where are y'all? But Wes ain't talking to Annalise or none of them. And Laurel mad at Frank, so she ain't been answering the phone. So Laurel just pop up like, Annalise, I need to see you right now. And they all meet and still shook up about Philip, trying to figure out what they gonna do. And Frank was like, this is not a good time. Philip's trying to blackmail us. And she was like, I don't care about none of that. So Annalise and Laurel go in the other room, and Laurel was like, did Wes kill his mama? And hand her the paper showing her, like, it says that Wes was a suspect. So then they show a flashback of Rose, Wes's dead mama, on the ground all bloody, and Wes standing over her with a knife. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was that, you guys. So we don't know, did Wes kill his mama or not? But why would they show that scene if he really didn't do it? So what did they do? Like brainwash him or something so he don't remember? But I guess we'll find out. So we got some more stuff, but then we got some more questions. The morning after Annalise and Nate had sex or whatever, Annalise finally shows Nate the video, and was from Philip. Like, hey, Philip is asking for $1 million. He got footage of that night, you know, at the Hapstyle mansion. What do you think we should do? Nate was like, don't negotiate with crazies. He could ask for more money. He could still give it to the cops anyway. How about we just wait him out or whatever? So Annalise, in that cute little teal dress, was telling everybody came back to her house the next morning like, all right, so what we gonna do about Philip? Annalise was like, we're not gonna do nothing. We're gonna call his bluff, wait him out. Connor, do a countdown, 10, 9, 8 or whatever, get to 0, nothing happens, nothing blows up, nobody calls. So Asher starts celebrating. He's like, yeah, and suck it, and just doing all this stuff in true Asher fashion, y'all. So right in the middle of his gloating, ding, they get an email. The email is a video of less than 24 hours in Annalise's house. Like, so the video is showing Nate and Annalise all hugging in the kitchen from last night. So that lets them know that Philip is watching them. He was watching them that night. He's currently still watching them, and like, he means business about this money. So now it's just like, what are we gonna do? So that was it, you guys. And I guess the fact that it was titled It's a Trap was referring to Caleb. Like, it's a trap. Like, we're not going to send him $1 million because, hey, he could still tell us on us anyway. Or, hey, he could think more and ask for more money. So it's a trap that he's going to tell, or that he's blackmailing us or whatever. So that could be the trap. Or I guess the trap could have been for Rose. Like, hey, was you there or not? Like, do you know if the son did it or not? Maybe that could be another trap. Like Rose was kind of in a trap. Like, hey, if I do testify on the son's behalf, like, hey, I keep my job, I stay in the country, I, keep my son. But hey, if I don't tell the truth, like, I don't know, like, technically I would be lying. So for my own sanity, I want to keep my integrity and not get on the stand and tell. So hey, I guess there was 2 traps. So that was it, you guys. That was How to Get Away with Murder, Season 2, Episode 12, titled It's a Trap. All right, you guys. That was it, you guys. I think I said it. It's Friday, so enjoy. And I will see you in the next review. All right, bye.